Hello, friends. Welcome. I am glad that you are here with me today. Now, you may notice that normally when my camera comes on, you're looking at me and I'm having a little bit of issues there, and I decided let's just go ahead and start right on the table and get started. So that's how we're going to do it from now on. So here is the card that we're going to make today, and let me show you the products that I used to create it. So for my stamp set, I used the confetti stamp set. This is a lot of great sentiments and lots of different little words that you can combine together with the larger words to say just all kinds of things. So this is a great stamp set. There was this Happy New Year one down here that was really nice to have in your stash. Then I'm also using the Cupcake die set. And I'm using the Mix and Match scalloped frames. So didn't take a lot of products to put these together, but I thought they worked together really well. All right, set those aside. Now, you also may notice that I have this little color card here, and lately I have been using some of these color cube cards to be my inspiration and to help me choose my colors. And over here on the side, you can see my stamp sets that I have pulled to coordinate with this color card. And the sprinkles were inspiring as well. So it's not always just the colors, sometimes it's the pictures. So to make our sprinkled background, I took the die from our cupcake set to create my own stencil. And to do that, I just took a very small piece of heavyweight cardstock and die cut it several times. Now I did that with the sprinkles, but if you look at this set, you could do that with the hearts and die cut it several times out of a piece of paper and use that as your stencil. You can make some great cloud stencils using the cupcake icing. So lots of different ideas there to use your dies to create your own stencils. I think even these ovals would be fun to use some abstract shapes. So just when I looked at this set, I just thought of all the different things you can do with these shapes. So anyway, we did use the stencil or the sprinkles today. So like I said, I die cut it 3 times, and I purposely wanted it to have gaps. That way, if I wanted to come back with a stamp and stamp inside my stenciling or stencil a different shape in and around, but I ended up going with all just confetti. Go ahead and set my sample aside. I went ahead and die cut the largest stitched rectangle from our Mix and Match scalloped rectangles. And to start, I'm going to start with my lightest color and work my way up because there's no way to clean this stencil and I didn't want to have to take many of them. So I wouldn't want to start with my darkest color and come down to my lightest because then I might be cross-contaminating my inks. So I'm just going to start here with the Be Mine, which is just a Catherine Pooler, and you could use any color inks you wanted, of course. And I'm just going to stencil some on my background, and there you go. And I just want to be kind of random because I'm going to come back with my other colors as well. All right, I think that's good for the Be Mine. Now just a little bit of the pucker up. Do the same thing. And I do want to go over the top of some of my other that I've already done, just because sprinkles are not just, they don't go in little piles. They're all mixed up, so we definitely want to mix them up. There we go, maybe some right down here. And I do want to go all the way out over my edges, so I'm putting it on some of the corners to make sure that I'm getting my sprinkles out on the edges. Now let's go for the reds. And my next color is Rockin' Red. I'll turn my stencil a bit. But I thought this idea, and it's not really a new idea to me, this idea has been around a while, but lately I have been visiting some of the ideas from the past. Just, you know, we forget some of the great techniques of the past, and it's been lately I've been on a kick of going through, looking at some of the things I've done in the past and pulling them out again and maybe executing them in a new way. But the idea of using your dies to make your own stencil, that has been around. Look at that. Isn't that fun? I don't know if you can see all the color combination, but I really like how this is turning out. I'm going to put a little bit of this red down here on this corner. And now I'm going to come in with my darkest color, the Cranberry Fizz, and kind of fill out these places that are a little lighter. So I'm going to go right up in here, right here. It's not going to be quite as much of the Cranberry Fizz. Now, of course, in the center, I'm going to be having my Cupcake kind of here in the center, so it's not going to be seen quite as much, but we'll put a little of that in there. Isn't that fun? I love the background that we made just by using our die. All right, we're ready for the next step. So I've gone ahead and out of hot pink, I've made myself a frame here. And the rest of our card is very easy. So you may notice that my voice is a little scratchy. I have had the worst head cold, I tell you what. I hope that you have avoided it. I don't like to call it the flu, but it may have been. I sure felt bad enough for a few days that it felt like the flu. I don't know if it officially was, but I think I'm on the mend. Just a cough remaining. All right, now for our cupcake. I have gone ahead and die cut the pieces. And I chose this color to kind of be my Cranberry Fizz color, so I guess it's a red velvet cupcake. Then for my paper, I went with this color, which kind of is my pucker up. And then to be my white color, I picked this white glittered paper. And then I thought I needed more of this color than just the frame, so I went ahead and did my heart. And in this die set, every time you die cut the hearts, it gives you all three. And I'm going to use the medium size on my card today. So I am going to save this one back. But you remember that I told you when we did our sprinkles, we could have left little holes for things. I thought it would be a fun background to make these little hearts and kind of fill in the holes. If you were doing a Valentine card, I thought that would be a really fun idea. Hello, I see some of you are joining me there in the chat. Hello. Yes, it is an old tip. It's not really a tip, but just if you're like me and just need help remembering some of those things we used to do that made some great cards, and I'm just pulling those back out again. So, oh, thank you. I know something is going around, and the more I talk, the scratchier my throat gets. So I'm just going to go ahead and build up my cupcake here. Oh, and you know what? I did forget one thing, but that's okay. We can still do it. On my cupcake paper, I did come in with my pucker up, and I'm just going to add a little bit of the pucker up to the cupcake wrapper. As you can see, it's got these little things that kind of give it that wrapper look. And if you go over those with a little ink, it just highlights those little indentations that bring out the wrapper. So I'm going to do that. And now the same for my my icing. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble remembering the word icing, but it keeps getting stuck. Okay, so for my icing, it is just white, but when you stack them up, you kind of lose that pretty decorative edge a little bit. So since my whole card is pink, I came in, I didn't really add more ink to it. I just came in and just around the edges of my icing, I added just a little bit of a pink hue. And, you know, some of the glitter papers, it's really fun to just add some inks to them. They take the ink really well. And I just did that to both of my icing layers. And you know, you could make the whole thing icing, pink icing. I just thought it looked fun with just the bottom edge done. All right, let's go ahead and continue building up our cupcake. All right. Put the heart on it just a little bit of an angle, but thought that was cute. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set my stamping block on this instead at the side so that those glitter pieces can really get adhered. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to stamp our sentiment at the top. And I have gone ahead and loaded it into my stamping platform so that it is in the right location. And because we just inked this with our inks, I want to make sure I add plenty of my powdering tool or my anti-static tool, because we don't want our embossing powder to stick to that wet ink. So I'm just going to really generously add my powder tool here. Sorry if that's shaking the whole table. This powder tool, that's how it works. So, okay, so hopefully we're good on that, but if we get a little messy, we'll know why. But hopefully we're good. That is just a piece that I had stuck on there. Okay, and we are going to stamp that in the Versamark. And then I have some bright red glitter embossing powder, and that was just to kind of put more of the red in my card, still keeping with my inspiration piece. It kind of brought in a little bit more of what would be my red color. All right. And I also have a piece of paper here just to catch my excess embossing powder. Trying to be organized here so I don't make a mess. Oh, you're getting a new washer and dryer. Lucky you. I haven't had a new washer and dryer since we moved into this house, which was about 20 years ago. So, well, definitely if you have to take off there, you'll know that you can come back and watch the ending. So if you are watching me, I would love it if you would go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And if you're watching on replay, do remember to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us a lot. Really, all of your favorite creators, it helps them immensely if you hit those thumbs up. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and press down good. Hopefully. Now, I have the little word that says cue the confetti. That's part of the stamp set. And I want to make sure that little word that says cue the gets stamped real well up there. There we go. All right, cross your fingers. Hopefully we got a nice impression there. Let's see. Out of the camera, I'm going to bring it over just a little. All right, we're going to put a little more just right there. All right, that's pretty good. I got just a tiny little bit of overflow, but not bad. I'm going to set my Misty aside. And just right over here, there are just a few little wayward ones, but hey, I'm happy with that. So you see that little word up there that says cue the, that can be tricky to emboss. So it's that's why I stamped it twice, just to make sure that was good. There we go. I tell you, bright red glitter embossing powder kind of gives me hives, because this could be a huge mess. So far, so good. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to heat emboss this real quickly. Hello, Shauna. It's been a while. I'm happy to see you here today. Oh, wow. Yeah, sometimes getting new appliances is not always a happy thing when you were happy with what you had. It can be inconvenient to have them go out. Okay, I guess that's why I've had mine for 20 years, because they work pretty well. Alright, I'm going to hopefully not warp my paper too badly. Do it on the back side, so straighten it out a bit. Alright, I think that did pretty well. Alright, look at that. I love the colors on this. I love the color cube has really helped me with colors. It's always been one of my favorite parts of crafting, is combining just fun colors. But it's great to have that inspiration handy where you're not doing it all yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down on my card. We'll add our cupcake with a little foam. And our card is finished. One thing I liked about this design of Cue the Confetti, you could have this made up and then just stamp your inside for whatever your occasion turns out to be. And especially if you're going to take somebody a gift of one of those nice pretty cupcakes. You know, this could be anything from happy birthday to happy Valentine's Day to congratulations on your retirement, or if somebody had a great thing that happened to them at work, it could be congratulations. But I just thought this might be a fun card to have on hand, and you can make it in different color combinations and just use it for all kinds of different occasions that come up. So I'm going to, like I said, we're going to add just a little bit of foam back here. Okay. All right, we're going to add our cupcake right there in the center. And I do think that you could stop right here and it's a great card, but I decided, since the sentiment there is Cue the Confetti, I thought it'd be fun to add a bit more of the confetti coming down. And I did think that having red confetti, like if I had some of these shapes in red, that would look nice. But since I didn't have that, I just chose some hot pink and some clear. But they're actually kind of silvery, I should say. So I'm just going to randomly put some glue dots around and try to just have it as random as I can get it without thinking about it too much. And now I'm just going to add, whoops. Well, I messed that one up. I put it on upside down. No worries. Just going to add some of these gems. Well, not really gems. I suppose they're little discs. That's what they are. Yeah, there it goes. I think I want a big silver one. There we go. All right, there we go. Isn't that a fun card? And I love the idea of using some of our fun dies that come in these different sets to kind of look at them with a different eye and say, how can I use that as a stencil? Like I said, our fun cupcake set I love the idea of making your own kind of stenciled cover plate there using the hearts. Great idea for Valentine's Day. And then I loved using this icing here as clouds. That would be a fun stencil to make your own cloud stencil. So lots of ideas just coming out of this one die set. Just a reminder to look at your dies in that way. So here's our 2 cards. I love how they turned out. I think they're really cute. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining me, and hopefully by next week my voice will be back, and I look forward to crafting with you again next week. Have a great one.